Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's pumpkin season right now, and even here in Nigeria we have lots of pumpkins available, so I thought to share some of my favorite pumpkin recipes with you. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I share recipe videos, lifestyle content and cozy vlogs, so be sure to subscribe. Before we get started, we are going to make the pumpkin puree. So this is really easy to make. All you do is to cut your pumpkins into two and scoop out the insides. Don't throw away the pumpkin seeds. They are really delicious and nutritious. If you roast them, they are great as a snack, and we'll also be using it in one of our recipes. After you scoop out the insides, transfer them to a baking tray and place them cut side down. Bake them for 35 minutes or until the skin is soft to the touch. Once the pumpkins are cool enough to handle, scoop them out into a bowl and discard the skin. The next thing is to blend it so that it actually becomes a puree. So transfer it into your blender and blend. So you can add water to thin it out a bit if it's too thick, but don't add too much water because we don't want a watery puree. We still want it really thick and luscious. Now that our puree is ready, we can go ahead and make our delicious recipes. So first we'll be starting with a pumpkin banana bread. For our pumpkin banana bread, we'll be using burnt butter. Burnt butter just takes this to the next level of deliciousness. So I'm actually using margarine instead of butter because I like the flavor of burnt margarine instead of butter, but you can use butter if you prefer. So add your butter into a pot and then place it on medium to low heat and leave it. It will melt and then eventually it will become brown like this. Be careful not to burn it beyond that point. Next, add your overripe bananas into a bowl. I always have a stash of overripe bananas in my freezer for recipes like this. So go ahead and mash your bananas and then add your pumpkin puree and give that a good mix. I will leave all the recipes in the description below. Next, add in your milk and your eggs. Give that a good mix and be careful not to drop your eggshell in your butter like I did. Next, add in your honey, your vanilla extract and your white sugar and give that a good mix. Finally, for the wet ingredients, add in your burnt butter. Be careful not to add the residue at the bottom of the pot. You just need the melted butter. Sift in your dry ingredients, and that will be your all-purpose flour, your baking soda, your salt and your pumpkin pie spice. And if you can't find pumpkin pie spice to buy anywhere, don't worry, I've got you. I will leave a recipe below in the description. So give your batter a good mix and then portion it into your loaf pans. So this recipe makes 2 large loaves. You remember our pumpkin seeds, so I've gone ahead to give mine a good wash and then I dried it. So for the topping, I just added brown sugar and a little bit of that pumpkin pie spice. Give that a good mix and then I drizzled it on top of the batter. Bake your banana bread in a 180 degrees Celsius preheated oven for 1 hour 30 minutes or until a skewer inserted in the middle comes out clean. As you can see, this pumpkin banana bread looks really delicious. The pumpkin seeds on top are well toasted. The banana bread itself is moist and delicious. You guys have to try this one. Alright, next we'll be making this really delicious pumpkin Danish, and to start off we'll be making a pumpkin cream cheese filling. For the pumpkin cream cheese filling, add your cream cheese into a bowl and whisk it until it's soft. Next, add in your pumpkin puree, your sugar, your pumpkin pie spice, and your vanilla extract, and give this a good mix until it's well combined. I started off using my wooden spoon to mix, but I quickly discovered that using a whisk would work better. So next, I'm going to roll out my pastry. So for this, I'm using puff pastry. My Nigerians, do not worry if you cannot find puff pastry, just go ahead and use the one we use for meat pie. So I'm rolling mine out and then cutting it into 3 long rectangles like this. But you can actually cut it into any shape that you want. So the golden rule for any pastry like this is to make it cold and bake it hot. So transfer the rolled pastry into a baking tray and then transfer it into your freezer so it gets cold. I actually forgot that you need to score the edge of your pastry, because that is where we are going to place our filling like you see me do. You can also pipe this filling onto your pastry, but I just figured, why should I dirty a piping bag? So I just used my spoon instead. So spread the filling onto your pastry like this and then give it a good egg wash and then bake it hot. I will leave the temperature along with the recipe in the description. So bake it until it's crispy like this and then the filling is cooked and it's ready. Oh, I almost forgot, drizzle with your icing glaze and then it's ready. Our third and final recipe is this pumpkin sweet sauce, and for this you will need your pumpkin puree, sugar, condensed milk, brown sugar, and your pumpkin pie spice. This one is for my fellow coffee lovers. You guys know I cannot do a pumpkin recipe video without doing one for coffee. So all you do is to add all your ingredients into a pan like this and then over low heat, stir until it's well combined. After it becomes thick like this, if it gets too thick, you can actually water it down with a little bit of plain water. So once it's thick and luscious like this, transfer into your container and then leave it to cool before storing in the fridge. To make your coffee with the pumpkin sweet sauce, all you do is to bring out your pumpkin sweet sauce from the fridge, and then for today I'm making an iced latte. So add your ice cubes into your glass cup, add your brewed coffee, and then add the sweet sauce to your liking. Top with your milk, and then you can sprinkle a little bit of that pumpkin pie spice and it's ready. This pumpkin latte is so delicious and it's just perfect for the weather that we are having right now. The banana bread is moist, it's delicious, it's just amazing. Guys, if you try any of these recipes, do not forget to tag me over on Instagram. I will leave the link below in the description, and as always, all the recipes will be listed in the description for you guys. So thank you guys for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.